got it. Okay, guys, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I need your utmost cooperation, more so than usual, because there's an exorbitantly number of people not here today because of band camp and sicknesses and Encore Drama Festival and things. So we are filming it. So that's why I need you guys really focused and paying attention, because we're gonna post that on Edmodo or somewhere else. So that way people who aren't here are able to still get the same information that you're getting today. Okay, so I need you guys with me so you can go through it really, really concisely and succinctly. Okay? Alright, so last class you guys wrote your Mechanical Systems Unit Final, as you guys know in science. And so we're starting the next unit today. Technically, actually, will be Wednesday, but we're introducing it today, fresh and saltwater systems. It's our last unit of study in science for the year. Yay. And we hope to wrap it up, we will wrap it up on May 9th. Okay? Just a little heads up, we were going to do a Mechanical Systems Unit Final, sorry, did I say May 9th? Yeah. And then May 29th. Because Marco looked at Carl and I went, what? Oh yeah, May 29th. Yeah, it's 5 days. No, May 29th. We were going to do an error analysis on the on the Mechanical Systems Final, but we decided against that because of the people who weren't here. So we will at some point find some time where we'll get your tests back, once everyone writes them, of course, and then we'll give you all the right answers, and you hang on to that for studying purposes. Okay, so at some point, guys, thanks. At some point we will do an error analysis. Okay? Alright, so starting on fresh and saltwater systems, basically we're structuring this unit a little bit differently than we've structured other ones in the past. We've basically taken what's worked in other units and built a little bit more inquiry, but more structured inquiry, because we learned from mechanical systems. And we're developing an inquiry-based study unit for this, but it is a little bit more, like I said, structured. Okay? On your yellow sheet that you guys have in front of you, you have your marking guide, which gives us a breakdown of all of the days of the units. Okay, so we've got today's the 4th, it's the intro. Case 1 will be starting on Wednesday, all the way through, and then it says your unit final on May 29th. So this is really excellent for those people who aren't here certain days. Hey, Bewleyford, what did I miss on May 25th? Go back to your sheet, because it's very, very clear as to what's when. Okay? We'll be completing 6 cases in this unit of study, and through that, we will be hitting off all of our learning objectives. All of these learning outcomes are set by Alberta Education, so it's nothing to do with Westmount or anything. It's as a grade science learner, these are your expectations to learn within the unit. As have all units been, we've given you the outcomes and we expect you to check them off once that outcome is hit. Okay, so pretty straightforward. We will be taking these in on May 29th, the same day that you write your final. Okay? Questions so far? Sweet. Alright, let's leave the yellow ones aside, so again, don't lose those because we will be taking them in. And let's just kind of flip through the overview of your white sheet. Okay? So basically, the final unit will center on relevant real-world issues concerning water properties, distribution, composition, and general overall awareness. Okay? We have 9 classes in this unit. So overview, I kind of basically touch base on that. Problem-based learning, whereby it makes your learning more 3-dimensional and interesting, versus just, here's your textbook, give me some questions. That's lower level thinking. It's basic regurgitation, and frankly, not very interesting. Okay? So that's why we're going to the next level. We're creating more 3-dimensional real-world issues, where you're going to get the information from the textbook and solve real-life problems. So it's a nice symbiotic relationship. Okay? Unlike mechanical systems where there were 3 subsections, we're back to 4 subsections, where we've got 1.0, humans depend on water supply and quality, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, it's all there. Okay? Here's the logistics. So, you might be saying to yourself, okay, Bewley, I hear you that we're going to do something a little bit funky and different, but what is it going to look like? Okay, those of you who need that scaffolding, that structure, that's me. So here it is. Logistics hour, we're going to be working entirely off, oh, who's at the door? Oh, hello! Guys, I need to introduce you to a very special person who's going to be guiding us through this unit of study. Please give a nice Westmount warm welcome to James Pond.
Good morning.
Guys, we need to respect Mr. Pond. He's kind of a big deal.
So, I'm here on behalf of the Canadian government on a mission, and unfortunately due to cutbacks, the economy and whatnot, I can't quite hire the normal staff that I usually have do all the work need to do. So instead, we're going to hire you guys, because you're free. Great. inquiry learning. It's a wonderful program. You guys will be doing some cases for me that the government has asked me to fulfill. I know I have one coming up on Wednesday that I'll be sending to your mailbox. Hopefully at some point you will meet my associate as well, Any Money, as she and I tend to work together on these cases. Are you okay, young man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Now, unfortunately, bureaucracy is tedious. And even though I know I'm doing the right thing all the time, they want it all documented. In a certain way, of course, too. So, let me show you what they want. I believe you have a little sheet of paper with you already. Yes. So, logistics. Naturally, we have gone paperless because we're trying to save the environment. In Canada, we love our trees. So, everything will be an electronic portfolio. All on Google Drive, which is a wonderful tool. And you'll be sharing it with your teachers, because I don't really want to read all your work. That's your teacher's job. Your teacher will forward me the best ones.
Yep, we will.
So you're going to share it with your teachers. I believe their addresses are right there for your convenience.
And Mr. Pond, I just have to stress that those of you who decide to not send us to your information to the right email address, we cannot, me and Mr. Ferg, I don't know where he went, but we cannot mark that work. So make sure that you use the addresses scott.ferg at WCS-G and Jacqueline.Bewley at WCS-G. If you don't do that and we have to request access, not good. Okay? We'll talk more about that in a second.
Is it capitalized? Is it supposed to be
It
capitalized?
doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Good question. So, you can work either groups of 1 or 2 or 3.
Maximum of 3.
Okay, within your classes. And that's just going to be one document for the entire group.
All
for
6 cases.
all of your cases. Because the teachers apparently don't want to go and find all the different documents. So put them all together in one. Easy. Excellent. We also want it named, they all want it named, Fresh and Saltwater Systems with your student names. Just as it's shown there.
So colon, and then the names.
And I'll give you an example. This is a case that I dealt with last year with my grade 7s.
8.
No 7s. Right here. I gave it the new name like you're supposed to have. Fresh and Saltwater Systems, colon, James, Any Money. Does that name amuse you? Now, as you can see, even though I frequently commonly see no title or name or any of that data that we used to require on hard copies on digital ones, you should still include it. It's very useful. Now, the title is again right here, similar title. And this case last year was for structures and forces. And the problem was your roof blew off. And so we said, well, what can we do with this? Now, of course, I gave them a whole case write-up or a video, depending upon how I felt that day. But it naturally self-destructed within 10 seconds. So they had to write a case summary. So they summarized the case. You can have a look at that there, you can read through it. Then they said, what do we know? Facts from that case. And there might not be very many often. Sometimes I have no clue what's happening. And then there are ideas. And that's where you would brainstorm, either in your small groups or by yourself. If you are by yourself and you want to brainstorm with a friend, that's fine as well. What are some possible solutions that you need to investigate for that problem? Can we turn it into a used aquarium? That's not in there, but that's a great idea. Right, so those are the first 3 steps. And this should only take 5 to 10 minutes. Summarize the case. What do we know? Facts. And then brainstorming ideas. Okay, first 10 minutes of class. Then the meat of it. What do we need to research? Obviously, if you have ideas, they're probably not well refined yet. They are just ideas. You need to find evidence, research, to support those ideas, or find out if they are feasible. So you'll come up with research questions to guide your research. You might find some fancy charts. That's not a fancy chart. Survey perhaps, and then you're going to come back to class the next day. You should have a conclusion as well.
But the conclusion
Possible
doesn't happen
solution.
until the next day.
Yeah, a possible solution in your head. What might be the best way of dealing with that problem? When you come back to the next class, we will start with a 5 to 10 minute powwow. Discussing in small groups, 2 or 3 in groups together. What did you find? What questions did you have? Discussing it together. And as your groups, you'll be taking notes on what other information did they have? Did they point out anything you missed in your proposals? Etc., etc. Important things. Then you might want to refine your conclusion or solution. That is the format. Any questions about the format and all of those steps that we expect, which are perfectly highlighted on the backside?
So all of them are in your document there, and I've also written them on the board. So the first 4 are done the day we're doing the case. So on Wednesday, we'll be doing case 1, all 4 things will be done in class. Then on Friday, we'll quickly powwow case 1. You'll write up your conclusion, and then we start case 2. Okay? It's the logistics of how that's going to work. Questions? Okay.
Excellent. I like smart kids that don't need to ask questions. All right, now, you'll notice also on there that it says we want a table of contents and heading 1. Google Docs is stupendous for this. It has built-in headings that you can choose and a table of contents. So with the default here, I'll show you. If I'm on this line, I can easily change it to normal text or to heading 1. And there's even a shortcut, Control-Alt-1. And if you forget, we're going to post a video that shows you. You can also insert table of contents. And that's what's already there. Whenever you add a new case, for example, if this was actually a case right here, I can just click on the table of contents and refresh, and it'll add that new line. The table of contents just allows your teachers to get down to the bottom cases really easily, and it's good for organization. Now, with that said, is there anything else I must address?
I don't think so. For this point.
Excellent. I look forward to finding your conclusions and submitting them with my name on them to the government.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Pond. We'll see you soon.
Oh, do you have a question for Mr. Bond?
Yes. How do you plan to deal with Spectre?
What?
It's a joke because James Pond and Spectre is a new James Bond movie.
Ah.
Oh, ha
Inspector Fish.
ha. Why? Why did I?
Thank you, Mr. Pond. Bye. Okay, so let's recap that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. I need about 5 more minutes, then you're free. 1, thanks guys. All right, so to recap, we'll be working on 6 cases through this whole unit. And through your work in all 6 cases, all of the learning outcomes will be hit. Okay? Each case, you will be working on these 6 ideas. They have to be complete and accurate. Now, the nice thing about, oh, hi, Mr. Firth. You missed case 1 again.
Again?
I know.
Every time.
Always. It's quite ugly. You should be in. What was I saying? So yeah, so the nice thing about working on a Google Doc is that it allows myself and Mr. Ferg to go in at any time throughout the course of this unit and check on your work. So when we're working on case number 3, all of case 1 is complete and most of case 2 is complete, right? When we're working on case 5, all of 1, all of 2, all of 3, part of part 4 will all be done, right? So it's really important that you're on top of that because if we go in at a given time, and we will do spot checks, we'll do random participation, citizenship, we'll take a look at your depth of analysis, how are these cases